Welcome back, guys. Mike here, Money, Marriage, and Media, and today we are looking at Security Boss. Now, a little bit of business first. I have a goal, hit 600 subscribers by the end of this month. I think we can do it. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. Now, what do we have in front of us? We have Security Boss, and she has a guest on her channel, Ricky Williams. Now, each of these individuals, as background information, they are married. So what we got here is we got two married people, and they're having a conversation about relationships. Now, what do we have? What are we looking at this? Because we are looking for high-level conversations. Again, we're not looking for surface stuff. We're looking to peel back the layers so we can actually get to the bottom of this stuff and actually learn something. Why? Because the gender war is dumb. All that back and forth about arguing about, about how men and women are different. Or men do this and women do that. That stuff gets old. And it gets pointless after a while. Because again, we need each other in order to make improvements in our community. In order to rebuild the community, you need more nuclear families. If you're not into that and you think marriage is a bad deal for men or women, whatever, okay, show me another way where we can actually start to rebuild our community and we can start talking about that. But if you don't have anything, if all you're wanting to do is complain, this is not a channel for you. Plain and simple. So let's go ahead and get going and see what we got here. We got no sound. That's what we got. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, helps if I unmute it, right? Yeah, let's go.
I was all over the place.
Okay.
I was all over the place.
Let's start that again.
Time when you were able to recognize that she was that, what kind of person were you? What kind of man were you at the time?
I was all over the place.
Okay.
I was all over the place. I ain't gonna lie to you. Right? There ain't no excuse. That's what it was. That's what it was. I was all over the place.
Yeah, I'm just asking because I think sometimes when I hear things on these spaces, it's just almost like we are looking for perfection. Especially.
Yeah. And again, that's something that gets old too. Again, that's that topic is perpetuating the gender war, right? From the women's standpoint, we've all heard the talking points that women today their standards are too high, and I would agree with that. What we never talk about, though, is the fact that men can have standards that are too high, because that's when you get into that whole high value conversation. Guys, if you want more, if you're looking for more content for high value, go watch Kevin Samuels. All his videos are still up. There's plenty of places that I don't do the whole high value conversation. Why? Because I'm an average guy. That I'm not high value, so I tend to stay away from those topics. I talk about what I do know. Now, as far as well, you know what? Let's go ahead and press play because they might address it.
When I hear the men talk about the woman that they want,
yeah, exactly.
And I'm here to tell you that we don't come like that. Despite.
Yeah, the title of this is Fit, Fine, Feminine, and Friendly Enough. Well, again, I mentioned Kevin Samuels, so we can go ahead and throw this out there. What his thing is that fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and childless, right? Those 6 categories, and that's what high value men are looking for. But again, that only represents like 1%. If you're looking for a black man, that represents 1% of the male population. And again, having a woman that meets all 6. Hey, congratulations if you got that already. I think it was a couple of videos ago, a guy was telling, he was in the comments saying that that's what his wife is, and that's what all his friends have found. If that's great, man. That's great. But most average men are going to take 3 or 4 of those categories. So, I mean, for that's a little advice for the ladies. You gotta, you need to pick out of those 6 what you're going to excel at. And we'll get, let's go ahead and press play because I've been talking too much. I may be going off topic. Let's get back to it.
The fact that we have to adjust to our men, we still don't have it all together. Whether it's because we don't have examples or didn't grow up with examples of a wife or what have you, or is it just we just totally missed it, or just a late bloomer, had no, whatever. but I always ask that men like give us an opportunity if we're willing. And I'm still saying that if you come across a woman that says she's willing and want to be married, that's somebody that you want to entertain. That's somebody you want to entertain because that person needs to be molded. And like you said, that person probably is going to have the eye for you and be like, you know what, I kind of like this guy, or you know, I can be with this guy. But you're not going, she may be all over the place. She literally may be all over the place. She may not know how to cook, but she may know how to clean, but be willing to get on YouTube University and figure it out. You know, it's just different things that what oh what
I think okay, let me just say it right. I think while nobody's a done project, right? And I
right
hear you, right? It's certain qualities that a woman that's looking to be a wife will possess automatically.
right.
Cooking is one of them.
What is it?
Cooking is one of them.
Cooking what? Tell me what you mean by cooking.
Man, I'm talking about Sunday dinner thing.
That's right. That's not true, Ricky. She may want to do that, but she may not know
Hey,
how.
anything you want to do, you'll figure out. I don't do
That's
it.
what I said. That's why I said you go to YouTube University and figure it out.
She better go before she meet me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. What Ricky's talking about is not wrong, but it's only part of the story. Because again, I gave you those 6 categories, right? For him, cooking is mandatory. You gotta know how to do that before you meet him. So ultimately, that opens the door to the bigger topic. Meaning that this is some game for the ladies. Is that you got to figure out what type of man that you're in front of. Cooking may not be a minimum or a non-negotiable. It may be something else, but in general, it's those 6 categories: fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and childless. So if you, cooking is one of those things, but again, that's such a broad topic, because what we also didn't mention is like he mentioned the level of cooking Sunday dinner. Here's the problem with that: if you're 24, the chances you didn't know how to throw down on Sunday dinner or like Thanksgiving or special holidays, that's not realistic. Because women just haven't had enough life experience in order to can it happen? Yeah. But a woman who has spent that much time in the kitchen, because again, cooking is one of those skills that it takes time to develop. If a woman has spent that much time in the kitchen at that to where she can throw down at that age, she's going to be missing something else. Because again, we're talking about it. Can she be less than perfect? Well, it depends on what guy we're talking about and what that guy is actually looking for. But in the sense what Ricky's talking about, again, Ricky and I look to be about the same age, in our 40s. From that standpoint, yeah, she got to know how to cook. Because again, it was a 40-year-old man. You done had all this time, all these years to learn how to do that stuff. That should be, I can see where he's coming from. But if we're talking about, early, mid-20s, that can be considered as being unrealistic. Because again, if you go into Sunday dinner or family dinner is what he's talking about, right? The woman in that age group, she's not gonna be cooking anyway. Let's be honest. It's a family dinner. No, the matriarch of the family they tend to cook at those events. Now she can go in and help, but again, that's usually reserved for the matriarch of the family. That's just the way that goes, especially in our age group, because those women ain't gonna let the young woman come in there and just take over. That's just not gonna happen. Yeah. But again, it speaks to the reality of, and I want to say this again, because 3 to 4 out of the 6, that's what most average men are looking for. Depending on the man, you got to figure out what his categories of the things that are important to him.
Saying, I think
You know what? All men like to eat. That's so funny. That's one thing y'all all have in common. Y'all want to eat a good meal.
Well, again, listen to the logic, sis. So if all men want to eat, if you want to be attractive, you see what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying is, like, if you want it, you gonna make it happen.
Yeah, but what happens if they like to go out to eat? I mean, I've met several individuals who it's enough. It's I've met enough men to where it's statistically significant. They just prefer to go out to eat. Now, granted, these men tend to be on the higher end of the income scale for average men, so they can afford to go out to eat all the time. But I mean, for them, the woman, and these are married men, their wives, them being able to throw down on Sunday dinner, not that important because they're eating out all the time. Now, does that mean that their wives can't cook at all? No, they can cook. I mean, but again, we're not talking about Sunday dinner for like 6, 7 people. That's nah.
Right. And that's why I keep saying everybody keeps saying what they want, but they not doing the actions they need to get there.
No, I agree with that. I think she should go to YouTube University. I'm saying, but she has to be willing to do that. I agree, but it may not be a perfected thing. When I say know how to cook, when you say a woman, if you ask a woman, she says she know how to cook. To me, I'm thinking she's already got all that. She don't need the university. You know, she's got it. She can go in the kitchen. She know how to make that meatloaf with them real bread crumbs. You know, the ones the ends of the bread, the real bread loaf, not the ones you buy. That's what I'm talking about. But that's not the women that we're making today, though. That's not the example that is being set for women today. It doesn't mean they don't want it, but that just is not the examples that women are seeing. My mama was a cooker. She was a wife, though. She was a wife to the end. That woman, you know, to the end, she was a wife. So I had an opportunity to see all that. My daughter likes to cook. I don't know where she got it from. I cooked, but my mom cooked more, and I guess she got it from the both. But I rather bake something. I like the presentation of things. So. But I'm just saying, if a woman is willing to do that, that is still the woman you may entertain. But she might be still all over the place, though. I've seen it.
That's true. I agree. Again, I think it's about again just a woman presenting her work, right? No, like I said, nobody's a monolith. None of us is perfect, right? But I think if a woman presents herself with enough worth, right, to that man, it'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we working with each other. I honestly believe that you should extend the grace that you expect, right?
Right.
So if I did something to you, even though and you found it egregious, right? How much grace would I expect? You know what I'm saying? For you to give me is what I would give you.
And yeah, that's actually again, what do we learn here? You know, guys, go subscribe to Security Boss channel. Great conversations. Again, married black woman who actually talks about relationships. We need more married people making content about relationships, right? Now, what do we learn in this video? Well, we actually talked about some we discussed a lot here, and it's a short video, but it was some powerful stuff. Mainly the perfection part is that we got to stop looking for perfection. Again, most average men will settle for 3 to 4 out of the 6 categories. Now, I'm not going to repeat myself about that whole thing because you guys go back and watch the video again if you want to hear that. What I will speak to is that, ladies, we need to address something here because again, this is a topic that most women will mention, and the guys, let me give you some game here, okay? When women say that they're taking a break to work on themselves, the question you should be asking is, what does that mean? Because a lot of times it's, well, yeah, so I'm going to focus on my career. Okay, but ladies, let me explain this to you. If you're going to work on yourself and you're talking about you got out of a relationship and you want to work on yourself, what you should be working on is the things that are going to be valuable to the next man. Your career is not. That's valuable to you. Okay, especially if you're talking about you want to be married, then again, I gave you those 6 categories: fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless. Work on something in those categories. That's how you can level yourself up or balance, or bring a little bit more balance to a relationship. You want a higher status guy, then those are the things that you need to focus on. And again, average men, you know, pick 3 or 4, depending on how much average you want this guy to be in, you know, and focus on those things. Fitness is the easiest because it's getting a gym membership. You know, being more friendly, being more feminine, being more cooperative. Being more submissive. Those are things that you can focus in on. I would hope that being childless is, if you don't have any kids yet, I would hope that doesn't take much effort to do because you already don't have the child. If you do have a child, then let's speak a little bit on that. And you guys can go ahead and check out. I did another video about dating when you're a single mom. We'll go ahead and insert the card right about here. Then obviously you can't go backwards on that, right? But you still got 5 other categories to overcome the fact that you're coming with the child in tow. Being a single mom, despite what these YouTube talking points tell you, it's not a death sentence. Okay? It just means that you're going to have to work harder to gain that man's commitment. But again, it's not a death sentence. But look, guys, this is a great conversation. And if, well, let's just go leave it here. And yeah, I'm going to say goes to the next time. Peace. Thanks for making it to the end of this video. But do me another favor, like and subscribe, but also check out these here. Either subscribe or watch videos, one or the other. I don't know which side, but hey, all right.